welcome to, focus on, let's begin again. So this week we brought the beginner's mind back to our practice. So the blessings, the gifts of a beginner's mind come from, when you've stepped into something that's new, you're kind of open. All receptors are, wow, this is all unknown. I'm interested in what I'm about to learn. But yoga, think about the first classes that you took. There was so much unknown. And maybe if you've been practicing yoga for a while or any other skill or anything that you've done for a long time, over time we fill in those unknowns and now we're like, oh, this is what Warrior 2 looks like. So when teacher tells us go to Warrior 2, we go to Warrior 2. But there's so much more than just being in the shape of Warrior 2 and finding alignment. That's kind of like the first gate we step through, getting the physical structure aligned, the musculoskeletal system. But the more we do yoga, the more we deepen into the subtler bodies, the energy bodies. How does the space feel in my muscles? How does the space feel in between my joints? How do I find space for my energy and soul to flow through, or spirit to flow through? So this is the gift of stepping into the beginner's mind after gate 1. So this week we explored some poses, postures that we've done maybe 1,000 times before. But by bringing the beginner's mind, we can now search, be little detectives of what else is here, what is left to uncover. So I invite you to explore, maybe not even your yoga practice, you can bring this to any practice that you've done for a long time, that you want to find what else is there. So the simplest posture that I think we can bring this to is mountain. So I'll see you there in a moment. Mountain pose is one that seems really simple from the outside, right? We're standing here. Everything's aligned, and we're in this standing shape. And from the outside eye, it can look very, very simple. But if we bring the beginner's mind into our mountain pose, we can deepen our embodiment of it and our alignment to it, our expression of it. And when we can do that in this posture that is the still point that all standing postures go out of and come back into, then we can work towards bringing that stillness, that mountainous stability and strength into other postures as we move through them, right? That's the goal. It's kind of like my goal is to never lose my temper or to always have patience. And sometimes we do and sometimes we don't, but that's the practice, right? So by cultivating a deeper awareness in mountain, this is a good example of what I mean of bringing the beginner's mind into something to deepen it. So if you need the support of the chair, have it there. You can face the chair. Otherwise, we're standing in whatever way fashion feels good so that you can get supported. And then your feet are going to be hips width distance apart, right? So from here, you're going to bring your hands to your hips or the chair for stability. If you feel okay, hands to sides, that's fine. And then we're just going to rock to toes to heels, just to feel ourselves, right, in gravity, to find our center. Once you find plumb center, pause, and then maybe rock side to side. We're going to work with the sway envelope right around the core to help it find, like, where do we want to be centered this way? Okay, now we're going to find center vertically as we reach energetically down, reach energetically up through the crown and feel everything finding space with everything aligned, knees over ankles, hips over knees, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. So now we're balanced forwards and backwards, side to side, and we're lengthening and aligned top to bottom. So now see, beyond all of that, can you soften your jaw? Do your shoulders habitually lift? Maybe you can soften them. Do you feel like your back clenches or holds tension? See if you can soften the muscles of your spine. If the tailbone tends to arch and brace itself on lifting, maybe soften the tailbone down into the earth. If your head jets forward, can you soften and find the middle of your head where it wants to be aligned? Once you feel all of that, bring your hands to your heart and just take a breath here. So now we're not just standing in a position, we are fully embodied, right? We are looking into nuance. We're deepening our expression of mountain. Doesn't matter what it looks like from the outside. How do you feel in this posture now? Take one more breath. And when you're ready, release it. So do you feel a little different even just with those awarenesses? That's just one pose. That's mountain. We can do that with other poses, right? We can take that awareness to find the deepening, to snuggle in, to feel the electricity inside each pose, rather than, oh, we're just placing ourselves here musculoskeletally, right? We're in the shape. But can you find nuance? Can you find space? Can you fully embody your form? So this is the gift, one of the gifts of the beginner's mind, to stepping back into something that you've done for so long and see what else is there. So I invite you to play with that in your next yoga class or your next cooking session or gardening session or mechanic session or writing session or any other creative endeavor that you take part in that maybe you've done for a long time. Invite a beginner's mind so you can see what else is there, deepen into the experience. So I thank you as always so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.